Hey you guys, so today we're going to be doing an art project to go along with our marine biology unit study. This project is not an original idea. This is inspired by some trivia cards that Hannah over at Pepperandpine has been creating lately. She's just created a frenzy over this artwork, and it's genius. It's such an easy way to either extend your Professor Noggins games, or also a great way if you don't want to buy the Professor Noggins games. So these, if you're not familiar, are the Professor Noggins trivia card. It's a Professor Noggins trivia card game. And hold on, Mom. I had a toddler that needed me. This is the Professor Noggins trivia card game. We have these in a number of different topics. Oh, my baby belly's in the video. But they are little cards that have like a nice illustration, and then on the back there are 6 trivia questions, 3 easy, 3 hard. They're awesome. We love them. We love the ocean one. We have by no means memorized all the answers or anything yet, but I thought we would extend the deck of this game and also maybe add in some more specific questions to things that we've learned that we haven't noticed on the cards yet. So what I have done, and I know that everybody else I've seen that has done these cards, they've made them a little bigger. And that's probably great for a younger child to be able to like paint a picture, you know, have more room. However, I have chosen to make mine a little bit smaller. I'm using 140-pound watercolor paper. This is from Canson. And it's 11 by 15 inches. And I cut mine down to match the size of the Professor Noggins cards. And this is good for a few reasons. Number one, can fit the card right in with the rest of the cards. And so that's great. And then also I feel like I'm able to get more cards. Okay, go ahead. I'm able to get, oh, well, let me help you. I'm able to get more cards per 11 by 15 inch sheet. Now, having said that, I did end up with like odd little strips and little squares of paper left over, that were not the same size, and so they just kind of ended up being extra. Now, we won't throw those away, so that's okay. We can use them in something else. We'll put them in our scrap paper bin. But out of 2, so I was able to get 14 cards cut out of two 11 by 15 inch sheets of paper. I ended up with a couple little pieces extra. So if you wanted to like use your whole sheets while you were doing this project, you might want to measure the sheets and then break it up and figure out how you could break it up to be able to have the least amount of scrap left over. You could do that, but that would be a downside to this. And then like I said, a downside to this would also be that it might be a little harder to color on a smaller, or to paint, watercolor, whatever you're doing, on a smaller square or a rectangle. But we're gonna give it a try. We're gonna see how this works. So I have a couple different bits of inspiration as far as artwork goes, because I can copy to a degree, but I'm not great at like coming up with my own picture. So the first one is this marine animals of the world. I like the pictures in this a lot. Today we're going to be focusing on marine mammals. So all of our cards are going to have, for the most part, marine mammals. I want to do sea lions and seals, walruses, dolphins, and whales today on these cards. So I'm going to be using this book as inspiration for the pictures and also probably the facts as well. And then I also have this book. It's called Creatures of the Order. And I'll be using some pictures from this section, which is the cetacea. And then the carnivora, because you can see we have a marine mammal on there. So I'll be using that as well. And then I think there was another page in here that I thought, well, we could probably use that as well. I'm not sure where I saw it. I've got my daughter is singing the Frozen song. Oh, here. Maybe? Nope. Nope, those aren't marine mammals. They're fish. So there's some sea turtles you could do. If, like I said, today I'm going to try to focus on marine mammals, if we can make 14 cards that are marine mammals. So I've got those two things that we will use for inspiration on marine mammals. And then, if perhaps we have trouble filling 14 cards with just marine mammal pictures and trivia, I also have some books on sharks, Smart About Sharks, for inspiration if my kids want to do shark trivia cards, and surprising sharks as well. Now the pictures in here, I don't know if like they'll be great to copy with watercolor, but we'll give it a try. And then that's pretty much it. I mean, we may end up pulling other things, but that's about it. So we're gonna get started here and get painting. Okay. So we're gonna be making trivia cards to add to our Professor Noggins game. Cool. We're gonna try to focus on marine mammals because we've been learning a lot about marine mammals lately, right? So we'll do walruses, sea lions, turtles, seals. Turtles are not marine mammals. Those are jellyfish. Those are not marine mammals. Whales. We have a couple books we can use. What's this? Hold on, please. If you run out of ideas for marine mammals, then we can always also maybe add a few shark cards to our pile today. Okay.
Whales, like that animal.
Well, whales are mammals. So let's do that, and we can kind of decide like topics. So, for example, if you maybe painted a walrus with big tusks,
like this,
you might write walrus and do questions about a walrus, or you might write tusks and do just questions about tusks on the back of the card. It's up to you how specific you want to go or what you want that card's category to be. Okay, so your cards are the same size. I cut them the same size as these so that we can fit them in.
Can I see?
Okay, yeah, can you hand me that water, Lincoln? You might want to grab a book for inspiration on how to paint the shark. Come on with me, Dorothy. First, Lincoln, before we start anything at all, so you're going to use, which one? You're using the Winsor Newton paints?
Yeah.
Lincoln, you're going to use the, what are you using? Oh, the Derwent. Those are very good. So, Larry, you'll have to unwrap. Hold on, before you get started, put your brush down. What we're going to do first is we could decide what you're going to paint on your card, and let's get a picture for some inspiration on that, so we have something that we can.
I've already figured it out. Dolphins.
What, you want to do dolphins?
I'm going to do.
So let's do this.
Narwhal.
You want to do a narwhal?
Like.
So the kids each finished 4 cards. I still have 3 more. I did 6. So the kids did 4 and I have 6. So I still have 3 more cards to get through. I'm gonna keep going. They're gonna watch a Magic School Bus episode on zooplankton, and then I told them they could pick, you know, anything based on the ocean. So they're gonna do that and have a snack while I get some painting finished up, because I don't want to stop now because it's going well. But I pulled 2 more books for inspiration because I forgot about these. They were in our morning basket. Whales, an Illustrated Celebration by Kelsey Oseed. Really great inspiration in this one for your cards or watercolor or whatever, you know, project you're gonna do. So yeah, excited about that. So I'm gonna pull these out for inspiration. There's that one. And then I also have this one. It's called Super Swimmers, Whales, Dolphins, and Other Mammals of the Sea. And this is another really good one. And I saw this picture in this book of a manatee. And there's a dugong in here, which is this one. Yes, this one's the dugong manatees. So I was like, oh, we read a book that had other pictures and compared dugongs and manatees right here. So I am going to use this. This was what I had in mind for inspiration. So I was like, let me go grab that book. And then there's other really good pictures in here. I really love this one. Is really cute. Lincoln did a walrus, so I won't do another walrus card, but super cute. Yeah, good inspiration in here. A lot of these would lend themselves well to colored pencils too. We're doing all watercolor today. That's what I have out. So yeah, I'm gonna get 3 more cards done here while they have a snack and watch Magic School Bus, and then we're gonna jump back into it. We've got another activity we're gonna do today. So I'm gonna wrap this watercolor trivia card activity up. Okay, so it's nighttime now. That's why the lighting is so weird. But I wanted to show you guys what we ended up doing for the questions. My husband. The kids sat with me for a minute to start writing out questions, and then they kind of lost interest and said that they would just rather me pick the questions and put them on there. Although Lincoln did have a request that his contain a Noggin's Choice, which if you've never played the Professor Noggins game, basically Noggin's Choice means you get to keep this card and choose another player's card. I don't love the Noggin's Choice, so I feel like they don't learn anything. Like they're just, yeah, it's like, it's a freebie, they just get a card. But my 8-year-old is extremely competitive, and so he is like, he gets so pumped when there's a Noggin's Choice. Yeah, he just turned 8. No. So we did 3 questions for a few reasons. We're gonna put these, like I said, inside the box with our other cards. And the dice, basically you roll the dice, dice, like a different die. It's only 1 through 3 because the back of the Professor Noggins cards have easy or hard questions. And so you roll 1, 2, or 3, and then typically we just say like, all right, ask me an easy question or ask me a hard question. My older son tends to want to be challenged and get asked the hard questions more often than anybody else. But anyways, I didn't feel like squeezing 6 questions, like easy and hard questions on the back of these because I'd have to write so tiny. So I just did 3 questions on the back of each one, and I will, after I finish all of these, I will laminate them so that, and cut them out so that they'll stay, you know, fairly nice, even with being handled. So that is the finished product. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed our artwork. I'm like super proud of Lincoln's little echolocation guy. I think he's so cute. And I really like little Larry's humpback whale. I think it's adorable.